Okay, so we're gonna pick up where we left off. We have the small slabs scored and slipped to the sides. We've blended the bottom, okay, and we've written our name and block on the bottom. Okay, so this is where we're at. We have some extra pieces, like I've made these for the next step, and we need to roll a coil that is 1/4 of an inch thick. It's like the thickness of a pencil, okay? So it's gonna be something that's skinnier. Again, you're gonna use a piece of clay, squish this in your hand so it's round, roll it in your hands so it's round, and then you can put it on the table, okay? We're gonna roll this. I would do one hand, make sure that you're going back and forth from fingertip to heel of your hand and just work your way back and forth. We're gonna make something that's pretty skinny, at least in comparison to what we're working on. You can see how this is close to the thickness of a pencil, not the length of it, the width of it, okay? So this is gonna go on the inside right here. This is going to help reinforce and to help stick these pieces down to the bottom and make it very strong. I'm gonna go ahead and use this piece. I'm gonna just use the side of it, and it's a little difficult to get it in here, but it's not impossible. I would rather use this one because there's lots of pieces, so I can score lots of times, right? Instead of just one time. If I don't use this, then I have to use this tool and I have to, you know, score like this. So, I mean, that's an option as well, if you wanted to score that way. Okay, so I'm gonna score the wall and that base on the inside. And you just do your best to get it all scored and slipped. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and score and slip my coil. This is really fast because I have this tool, right? I can just score and slip, kind of go at different angles and get all that done. I'm gonna use my paintbrush, dot this on, and same thing on this side, dot this on. Okay, and then this is gonna line up and go on the inside. Okay, so I'm gonna put this down here. I'm gonna put my hand on the outside so I can press this in. And then I'm gonna cut off what is extra, what I'm not gonna need. Okay, so now I can go ahead, I'm gonna use the round part, like this is smooth, it's very similar to your finger, right, that you can blend with. So now you're gonna take this and blend this bottom part down and blend this top part up. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and work my way around, blend the bottom part down, blend the top part up. Okay, I'm not going to show you the whole thing because you're just doing that on all of this. Okay, you're trying to make this disappear and you're turning this into like a slope, right, where it's curved. Okay, make sure everything's put down though, guys. We're watching. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and look at the outside of this now. I'm going to make sure that I don't see any coils like popping through. Sometimes when you blend, you'll see like a little bit of extra clay, like right there. You want to make sure that you knock any of that out so you don't see it later. You know, you might just have to cut those little pieces out. Okay, maybe you see a little bit on this one. Okay, so this would be blended all the way. The next thing that we're going to do is go ahead and work on the inside. I have pieces that are ready. You would make them the same way that we did before. Instead of scoring and slipping, this whole piece, okay, this is what most people want to do. They just want to score and slip to attach these. We're going to score and slip in the shape of a V. So you're going to score and slip over here, and then you're going to score and slip over here. So do you see this V shape? Okay, if you think about it, maybe, yeah. Okay, so V this way. Now the reason that I do this is the next pieces that we're putting on are going to go behind these. And if you score and slip like this, then you have all of this messiness that's left. And then you're going to have to take your paintbrush and get rid of all of it. Okay. If you just score and slip in this shape, everything gets hidden every time you put this on. Okay. And if it's not hidden, you can twist and hide it. Okay. Does that make sense why we would go to that effort to do two different ways or to make that V? So I'm going to go ahead and score and slip all of this on the inside. Okay, I am going to score and slip the pieces right here like I talked about for a V. Okay, and get some slip, just dot this on. Oop, I need some on the inside of this. The same thing, dot that on. And then these are going to stack like bricks. Okay, so you don't want to make columns of these. You want to put them in the center. Okay, now this won't be like it's not going to be able to happen every single time, but you don't want to purposely make columns. Sometimes you might have something right on top of it, but then the next row you would want to make sure it goes in between the next way on the next side. Okay, so that one is hidden. Okay, if I go here, this one would be hidden. It's okay if you have a little extra slip because that'll just brush right out with your paintbrush. Okay, so it's not something that you need to worry about. And if you look at how I am putting this together, I am focused on the outside of the pot. Okay, I'm not focused on putting them in looking at the inside of the pot because the inside of the pot you're not going to see later. Okay, I'm focused on the outside. So I want to make sure that I like what the outside of this looks like. And if you're looking at the inside, you can't see it. Okay, so let me put one more on because this will kind of show you what I mean, where they might not always line up, but we just don't want to make them weak by stacking them like columns. Okay, so like this one is starting to go over, you know, a little bit more on that halfway. Okay, but I'm pressing the inside, looking at the outside. Eventually, I'm going to have to go to the inside of this and blend it. So I'm going to take my hand on the outside and support it. If I don't support it when I blend, I can like press these over and hurt them, okay? So if I keep my hand back here when I blend, I'm going to keep it where it is. Okay, so the inside of this is going to be smooth, or as smooth as you can make it. Okay, and then we're just going to continue. This is just the second row that we're going to start. Everybody's going to do that. We have about the right amount of time to work on that. If you don't get this part done, then tomorrow you'll just pick up wherever you left off. Okay, so it's not a big deal. Some people might be all the way done with this today. Some people might have just a little bit left to do. Okay, it's okay. So let's go ahead and work on this and make sure you are scoring and slipping. Everything that touches has to be scored and slipped.